Presentation show, Bring It On. I'm your hostess, Shin Ah-young. In season 3, we have 18 presenters all promoting their unique cultures right here on Arirang TV. So it's your chance to sit back and learn more about the different culture, history, tradition, and system that make up our vibrant world. So let's get the show started. First, meet our fabulous judges. He knows what it takes to win. Last season's champion, One Kind.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, One Kind from the Lecture Boys, and I'm so glad to be here.
Smart, pretty, and talented. Let's welcome Punita representing the United States. He claims he's a nice guy, but I don't think all the presenters will agree. Let's welcome back Aulia from Russia.
Yeah!
And we have a very special judge joining us today. I'm sure you remember her because she's hard to forget. Season 1 champion and judge of Season 2. Let's welcome back Amy.
Thanks, guys. So happy to be back and be here with all of the Bring It On family, including all you beautiful people behind the cameras there. I missed you guys. Big love, and big love for our viewers. Really looking forward to what you guys have for us today. So good luck fighting. Woohoo!
Now, we had our redemption round last week, and we are bringing back 3 of our preliminary winners today, so it's gonna be a fierce competition today. Let's meet our contestant. First, Eva from France. Welcome back.
Hi, guys.
Hey!
Last time you introduced us to fine French cuisine, French dining, but all I remember is your hand shaking while pouring the wine. How's your nerves today?
Much better, actually. Today is the second time, so it feels more familiar. So I think today I'm not gonna shake.
You seem more relaxed today.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Wine is supposed to take away the shakes.
Right.
You should have a glass of wine and then you can relax.
That's right.
And Zahid from Pakistan, welcome back.
Yeah!
And last but not least, Aulia from Indonesia. She was our crowd favorite. Welcome back.
It's glad to be here.
Don't be fooled because now she's all polite and nice, but when she gets into the competition, she will definitely put on a different attitude, as you all witnessed. Now, we've met all of our 18 contestants, and we've called back 3 of our preliminary winners, so the competition is going to get fierce. So let's start. First, here are the rules.
Here are the rules. Only one presenter will be crowned the champion. 6 teams of 3 compete in the continental preliminaries. The winner of each team stays in the competition. 3 runners-up with the highest scores proceed to the redemption round. Winners of the preliminaries go up against each other. Runners-up of episodes 8 and 9 face the winner of the redemption round. The 3 winners duke it out on the final stage.
Here on Bring It On, your opinion matters. Your vote counts for 30% of the total score. So log on to our application and vote for your favorite presentation. But remember that by the time this episode airs on Arirang TV, voting for next episode item will be open. Now, every week we select a new theme. So what's the topic for today? Let's find out. So there you have it, today's topic. Now, I'm sure everybody knows that sports can bring together the whole world as one. So today we take a look at how each country promotes its traditional sport to elevate its national image. So let's start with France. You've brought a little something for us. What is
Yes,
that?
I've brought actually some authentic lavender from the south of France, from the Provence area. There is a reason. It's because I will give it to the judge that will match the answer to a quiz that I have
Come
prepared.
on, guys. That lavender
You have
is
to earn
mine.
it.
Bring on the quiz.
We're ready for the quiz.
Okay, so my quiz question is, what is the common point in between Abraham Lincoln, Mozart, and Shakespeare?
They're all leaders.
It's true.
They're
It
all
has-
presidents.
it-
They're all famous.
They're all men.
Yes, it's all true, but it's not what I'm looking for.
They all have been to Provence.
No.
Oh, that's a good
You need a
They all
hint?
like lavender. Abraham Lincoln.
They all play the piano.
Mozart.
Not the piano.
Oh, they all play the violin.
Not a musical instrument.
They all sing.
right.
They all sing.
No, they all played.
Games.
Games. They all play the flowers.
Sports,
Sports.
subject.
Football.
Sports. Okay.
Like
Polo.
cricket.
Polo.
Cricket.
Cricket. Polo.
Fencing, it's true. They all played fencing. Actually, it's been proved by some experts who made some research that if you look back in history, you will find a lot of powerful and influential people who practiced fencing regularly.
And fencing is a traditional sport of France, so we will learn more about that in Eva's presentation. We're very looking forward to that. Let's move on to Indonesia. Aulia, tell us a little bit about Indonesia's national sport.
Well, the Indonesian national sport the name is Pencak Silat. Like each country has, like Japanese has a karate, China has a kung fu, and Indonesia has Pencak Silat.
Wait, can you say that once again? Pinkanghanha? Yeah, I mean,
slowly.
I don't know if it's just me, but
Yeah.
I've never heard of that before.
It's not
Yeah.
just you.
Okay.
Could you say that one more time?
Pencak
Pencak
Silat.
Silat.
Pencak Silat.
Pencak Silat.
Why don't we all call up our gang and see this Pencak Silat?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Where are they?
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Langsung perang ya.
Fierce looking.
Is that a knife I see?
Is that a knife?
That looks like a knife.
A little bit. Oh!
Oh, he hurt his head. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Wow, that was amazing! That was crazy!
That was so amazing.
Bravo, bravo!
Let's move on to Pakistan. Zahid, what about Pakistan?
The national sports of Pakistan is hockey. But
Hockey?
yeah.
Isn't it ours?
That's Russian.
That's right!
Actually, Pakistan also has the same sports as national sports, but the most popular sports in Pakistan is cricket, as you guys know. Do you guys know about cricket diplomacy?
Cricket diplomacy?
Yeah.
No, I just know that I thought it was an English sport.
Well, cricket?
Yeah.
It was an English sport, but then later, during colonization, it came to India and Pakistan.
Okay.
Right.
And it became the most popular sport in Pakistan also.
So cricket, is this your item today?
No, that's not my attitude.
Wait, so why did you lead us on with this whole
Well,
explanation
actually-
about cricket?
You know, like, we have 3 major sports in Pakistan.
I
These are
thought you
as
had
popular.
2, hockey and cricket.
And I'm going to talk about polo today. Which is as popular as cricket in Pakistan. And I'm going to talk about polo. It's more like Korean pro baseball games, it's not only the horse riding and play the game, it's all about dancing and music all around.
Really?
The crowd just keeps dancing all the game from the beginning to the end of the game. And today, I'm going to show you a little look of what happens during the game and after the game. I'm not going to show the polo, I'll show it in my presentation later, but I'm going to show a little celebration environment of the polo game today.
Party time!
मुझे मंजूर हर एक सजा और हर एक जुर्माना बेबी शेरेनी ज़ैड कोले रवान दीवान ज़बां सुरशा जुड़ल्ला सोना बेबी शेरेनी अगर करना मोहब्बत जुर्म है तो मैं मुजरिम हूँ मुझे मंजूर हर एक सजा और हर एक जुर्माना दन 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 Dan da dan da da dan da dan dan da dan da da dan da dan dan da dan da na 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 dan da dan da dan dan dan.
Is this carefully choreographed or can you just like improvise? I mean, how does this work? Go, 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 go.
He just came out of nowhere.
That was a flash mob that I told you.
That was fun. I mean, like the beat and the whole singing. You're an excellent singer.
Yeah, he sounded
I was shocked with your vocal skills.
And this guy just came out of nowhere.
Nowhere.
He's not our audience.
He's behind us right
And he's
now.
sitting
Like
right
the
there. Hi.
just being cold.
So it's a flash mob kind of thing. Everybody just gets up and somebody scores a goal and they start dancing.
Yeah, like when you score a goal, people dance at the corners.
Give her some dance.
But when you win the game, the winner team and all their supporters come into the field and we play the folk traditional music and everybody just dance with the players. And
With the
it's
players?
a lot. Yeah, with the players. Yeah, with the
Oh,
winning
so the
players.
players dance as well?
Also dance, yeah. With the players also
Together?
dance. Together. Like after winning, it's a big festival kind of thing, like celebrations, and everybody just dance and have fun. It's a big
No
celebration.
matter which team wins, everybody just enjoys.
No, the supporting team, the
Okay.
winning team. Yeah.
Okay.
You're like,
Yeah, right. We lost.
We lost. Let's dance.
That was fun. That was fun. Now, today's topic is one of my personal favorites because I'm a huge sports fan. So let's get the presentation started.
ladies are attacking me.
Here's my
I like it, I like
presentation.
it.
But,
I did not mention.
Before we start our presentations, this is how our point system works. Judges, 40%. Studio audience, 10%. Bring It On application, 30%. And with a successful talkback session, one presenter will earn a bonus 20%. The votes will determine first, second, and third places. Now, if you're in the studio, you have the power to change today's outcome. Listen to the presentations carefully and get ready to toss your questions during the question and answer session. Now, if you're watching the studio recording live via the Arirang TV website or YouTube, you also have the power to change today's outcome. Please vote for your favorite presentation and also send us your comment and suggestions. We love hearing from you. So let's begin. Our first presenter is Aulia from Indonesia. You have 4 minutes and a Q&A session will follow. But first, we have a very special video message just for you.
Kami dari Komisariat Korea Selatan dari PSHT sangat mendukung sekali Mbak Aulia dalam acara Bring It On Arirang TV. Semangat buat Mbak Aulia.
Okay.
Each country has their own traditional sport, including my country, Indonesia. But first, let's take a look at this video. That's me. What's going on? Hey, what the I have to say. All right, game on.
Damn, they look
Bring
scary.
it on. Oh. Whoa. Yep. Don't mess with me.
A strong purse.
What's gonna happen to him?
He's gonna get his butt kicked. Good.
What's gonna happen? He said miane.
This is
Sorry.
Pencak Silat.
No sorry for you. Hello everyone, my name is Aulia and today my presentation is about Pencak Silat, the Indonesian martial art. So, in the 6th century, there was a girl named Rama Sukana. She was attacked by a group of drunken guys, but she fought back. How did she fight back? Well, earlier that day, she witnessed an animal fight between an eagle and a tiger. So she combined all this animal movement to fight back. And since then, it went down from one generation to the next generation. Also, during Sriwijaya and Majapahit Kingdom, and since 1900, it has become one of the fighting tools during colonization. Also, there are over than 150 styles of Pencak Silat and around 16 million people around the world practice it. It's also a basic martial art in the military as well as in academics. And especially since 2013, it became one of the curriculum in high school. This is the practice. I happen to be there. What you can gain from Pencak Silat is a friendship, also a brotherhood, a spiritual development for sure.
Is that skills?
At that time, it was wet, it was drizzling, and it was cold, but they were all barefoot. These are the common weapons in Pencak Silat, and also this is the uniform and the protectors that used in the championship. Now, we all love movies, right? There are movies about Pencak Silat. Not just stay there. These are the box office that also adopt Pencak Silat techniques. The Red Redemption won an award in the Toronto International Film Festival, and then in 2012, Hollywood distributed overseas. The Raid 2 was released in 2014, and the Raid 3 is coming up in 2018. So, how does Indonesia fare on the global scale? Well, since the establishment in 1948, the government really pushed forward to become a globalized. So, with 3 other countries, which is Brunei, Singapore, and Malaysia, they founded Persilat. There are currently 28 country members of Persilat, but the number will grow more and more. And also SEA Games, Asian Games. The goal for the future is to become one of the official sport in 2020 and get an establishment from UNESCO as one of the national heritage from Indonesia. There is also Pencak Silat in South Korea. If you want to practice, I know the places. Now, sport can bring the world together. So I proudly looking forward for Indonesia to doing the same. Thank you.
That's all the time we have for your presentation. Now it's time for question and answers. Judges, do you have any questions for Aulia?
That was actually my question. Because in case of martial arts, like in case of just sports, this is just sport, right? Like it's not related to anything. In case of martial arts, there is always a philosophy behind it. Always. So what's the philosophy behind the Pencak Silat?
The philosophy, actually, to me, a little bit scary. It said that brotherhood till death, if I want to make it shorter and in English.
So what does that mean? Like
That means that we are one, feeling one, and
the
then, yeah,
to the end.
till the end. Fight till the end. That's all. It's so simple.
Okay. Now this is sparking up a lot of decisions. Like I hear you guys thinking, but unfortunately that's all the time we have for questions, and it's time to vote. Let's start with our studio audience. Studio audience, please get out your smartphones and get ready to vote. And now our judges. Now, what will it be?
Representing Indonesia, Aulia Junaedi. And the results?
So confusing.
I'm confused.
I know.
I'm confused right now. This is hard.
Please make up your minds in 3, 2, 1. Press the buzzer.
Oh, you pushed it? No.
2 out of 4. Amy and Punita voted for Aulia, but not the guys.
Well, first, you did a great job on presenting the presentation itself. The PPT was gorgeous. But for me, the whole presentation from the very beginning till the very end was slightly off topic. Because as I said to you before during my question Q&A session, martial arts is all about philosophy. So what I wanted you to know is what's the philosophy, what's the religion behind this? So right now you just talked about how you guys promote this stuff. That's not exactly what we are looking for. So for that reason, I did vote.
Okay,
I
but
think you
the
should
votes...
try it. Get up there and try it.
I would like to get on stage. Okay, but that's that, and the votes are final. Now, Aulia got 2 of our judges' votes. Let's add that to the studio points. Here are the studio points for Aulia. From the audience, 7.5 points, and from the judges, 20 points for a total of 27.5 points from the studio.
Wow, you're so smart.
So there's still the 20% for the talkback, and the application votes count for 30%. So keep the votes coming if you liked Aulia's presentation. Next up, we have Zahid from Pakistan, but first, we have a very special video message just for him.
Students from SKKU, support you. Go, bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on.
Come on, Zahid. SKKU supports you. Pakistan, Zindabad.
Fighting!
Viewers of Bring It On, it's time for the hottest traditional sports of Pakistan. The game of kings and the king of games, polo. I'm sure you guys know a lot about polo, but let me tell you some basics of polo once again. Originally, polo was started in Persia 2,500 years ago, but that time it was called chogan. But it became polo in South Asia, northern Pakistan now, because the word polo is a Balti language, where Balti is my hometown language. That's where it got the name polo, because it means ball in our language. It's a team sport like field hockey, but you play with horses. A famous Argentinian polo player said, it's like playing golf in a severe earthquake. Dangerous, right? No, it's exciting. You need a horse with saddle, a 1 meter long polo stick, and a wooden ball or a plastic ball, 3.3 inches in diameter. The field is 274 meters long and 146 meters wide. And one team has 4 to 6 players, depending on the region where you're playing. There are different types of polo, and we'll be talking about them later. Now, Pakistan has 2 different styles of polo, freestyle polo and professional polo. Freestyle polo is only played in Pakistan the most. And we start when we are really young. We start without horses. We train ourselves. We call it bento polo. And as I said, when it's about polo, it's always about dancing and music as the kids are dancing over there. In my city, Skardu, we have a spring polo cup every year, which is totally free. 4,000 to 5,000 local and foreign spectators come to see and welcome the spring in the region. And this is a video that I made for you guys to give a real and practical image of what polo looks like, the freestyle polo. I was playing polo after 9 years. This was my 2nd time, but I did it for you guys. It was really fun. In Seoul, it's hard to play polo, but I did it. You see? I was playing with some Korean ajushis. We're really happy all around there. You see? Yeah. Fighting, thank you. Yeah. And then, Shandur Annual Polo Festival is the biggest freestyle polo festival in the world. The field was made in 1935, and it was named Mas Junali, which means in the local language, moonlight polo field. So you can play polo in the moonlight here. It's the world's highest polo field, 3,800 meters above sea level. And the government is trying to bring more and more tourists and get international image by putting more colors in this festival. It's not only polo, it's a lot of other things going on in this. So 10,000 spectators come every year to watch this annual polo, and the number is increasing. Now, Pakistan also pioneers yak polo and donkey polo. And these polos are also getting some attention from the tourists all around the world. We also play some bicycle polo, and we play camel polo in the desert region too. Now, professional polo. The difference between professional polo and freestyle polo is freestyle polo doesn't have much rules and umpires. It's a freestyle polo, but professional polo is based on the Federation of International Polo rules, so it's much similar to the polo played all over the world. We have competitions throughout the year. The biggest one is the President Trophy, in which the president himself participates as a player or as the chief guest. Now, our topic is about bringing nations together. So our Ministry of Foreign Affairs is trying to bring other nations closer to Pakistan through polo. We have a President of Turkey Polo Cup in which the President of Turkey tries to participate. We also invited the Ambassador of Austria in one game and the Ambassador of Argentina, because Argentina is the biggest polo country right now. And not only the government, even the private sector is trying to promote Pakistani polo. This is an event where polo meets fashion. The polo players and fashion designers come along and do a great event to promote both of these things in Pakistan. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Come to Pakistan and experience polo.
Wow, that was such an energetic presentation. Now, questions. Judges?
I'm actually more interested in the origins of this game. You said that it originated in Persia, right?
Persia, yeah.
Can you elaborate on that more? Like, was it the original Persian game, and was it the game of the kings, or did it come to Persia from somewhere else?
Well, it was originally started in Persia, because Persia at that time was a huge place. The territory was really big, and they started because horses were being used in the wars only, but then they started make some other use of the horses so that people could keep more and more horses for the wars, because Persia was always trying to fight wars all around, and they wanted to keep more and more horses. So they started using for public's common use also, to give them some fun also, so they could keep more and more horses, and they could be successful in the wars also. So that's how it was started back then, 2,500 years ago in Persia. And then the same way it came to the subcontinent, and the Mongolian kings used to play when they had a war. After war, they used to play really strange kind of polo with the head of the dead people and this kind of things.
Oh.
But so that was the war time. And then when it came to the South Asia, it became more like a
Civilized
sports. And then British gave more color and made it a good sports today.
Wow, you're like the polo expert. You know everything.
Oh, I've been living with polo since my childhood, so.
Okay. Yeah. Let's turn to our studio audience if they have any questions. Oh, sure.
First, thank you for the presentation. It was pretty interesting. My question would be, is polo popular among girls as well in Pakistan?
Well, the girls in Pakistan, so far don't play polo. In the northern Pakistan, the freestyle polo, the girls are not much interested in the freestyle polo. But if you go to the south where we play professional polo, definitely girls are trying to take interest. And we have some girls players also coming in. But it's not that much as compared to the guys right now. But in the United States, they have girls teams also in other countries. Yeah, my research told me that.
Extensive research. I feel like even if we keep on bombarding you with questions, you will have all the answers.
I hope so, yeah.
Okay, but unfortunately, that's all the time we have for questions, and it's time to vote. Let's start with our studio audience. Studio audience, please get out your smartphones and get ready to vote. And now for our judges. I hope you're ready to vote because your decision becomes final on my count of 3.
Representing Pakistan, Zahid Hussain. And the results?
3, 2, 1, press the buzzer.
I'm just kidding.
Oh! 4 out of 4. All of the judges voted for Zahid. Wow, I definitely saw that expression of relief. He was like, but you definitely deserved it. And let's hear why, starting from you, Wonkai.
Well, as a champion for season 2, I felt
You just
like...
had to stress that. Every time the question, you just had to say that.
As a champion of season 2.
May I speak?
No.
Okay, I felt like that was a champion type of presentation.
Thank you very much.
You explained it very thoroughly, very well. You told me what polo was all about, the items that were involved, the types of polo, and you answered all of our questions like on point. You killed it. So
thank you very much.
I think that's why you got all of our votes, and I feel like you have what it takes to take it to the end.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thanks.
As a champion season 1. No, actually, we do have an entirely different perspective on judging these presentations, I think, than those who have not presented. But I do think that you did a very, very good job in presenting.
Thank you.
And I think the only thing you can work on is pacing. I think there are even moments as a public speaker where you can inject a pause, a purposeful pause into your presentation in order for some point to really drill home and give it a little more impact. Because you had a lot to say in a very short amount of time.
Sure.
So I'm very sure that you're going to make it to the finals. You're an excellent presenter. Just make sure you pace it out a little more.
Pause.
Thank you very much.
Hold down.
I'll take that seriously.
Let's find out the studio points for Zahid. From the audience, 7.5 points, and from the judges, 40 points for a total of 47.5 points from the studio. Now, this is big. A perfect score from the judges is a huge bonus, but this is not it because 30% of the total votes come from your application votes. So before the voting closes, if you liked Zahid's presentation, keep your votes coming. Our last presenter is Eva from France. We will be hearing about fencing, but first we have a video message from your country.
Bonne chance de Marseille, on t'envoie des bisous et on te dit Hymne.
Bonne chance Eve, tu es la meilleure, on est tous avec toi.
I'm watching you. Bonne chance ma fille, je t'aime.
Bonjour Eve, bonne chance à toi ma chérie et je t'embrasse, je pense beaucoup à toi.
Today I'm going to talk about fencing. Fencing is a sport of combat or the art of fighting with a sword, a foil or a saber under a determined set of rules. It is a global sport in which French played a very important role. Indeed, fencing existed in many countries since the oldest times in history due to its origins from military fights or duels with swords. But France is the country that unified the rules of modern fencing as a competition sport so that it can be followed equally in any country at an Olympic level. The Fédération Internationale d'Escrime, or International Fencing Federation, was created in 1913 in Paris. It is the governing body for the management of competition fencing at a world level. It fixes the rules and organizes global events like the World Championships or the Olympics. And it is now at the head of 150 national federations on every continent. That is why French is the official language in fencing. The name of the weapons, the name of the techniques, the words that the referee says are all in French. And fencing reflects values of respect, etiquette, and a certain refinement and elegance in sports that follow the French values. And to learn this vocabulary, these techniques, and these values, there is nothing better than a fencing club, right? So why don't you follow me there? I went to a fencing club to show you what fencing looks like. So I'm ready, wearing that super elegant equipment. But I'm not really a master. But I'm okay. I can learn from a coach. Indeed, there are very precise movements and techniques to learn, and fencing clubs are the perfect place for that. See, I'm not so bad in the end. This is French fencing. Yes, and fencing clubs are precisely what made France become such a strong country in fencing. France counts 740 fencing clubs nationwide, thanks to which the country could win not less than 115 Olympic medals, 260 World Championships medals, and often ranks in the top 5 in competitions. Nowadays, fencing is practiced by all classes of people, from 6 years old to seniors, and the government set up programs offering means and equipments for low-budget fencing clubs and financially disadvantaged people. Wheelchair fencing is also taught as a discipline of the Paralympics. People practice fencing not only for physical training, but also mental training, as fencing develops concentration skills and a goal-oriented strategic mind. Fencing is promoted in TV shows, poster ads, fencing magazines, DVDs, movies, etc. And Laura Flessel, our most famous fencing legend, who won not less than 5 Olympic medals and was 6 times a world champion, appears in many TV shows, including entertainment shows, and created an association for the promotion and better access of fencing. And thanks to these efforts, fencing can continue its growth towards globalization. This is the end of my presentation, and thank you for listening.
Very gracefully done. Questions. Ilya, do you have a question for Eva?
I do. Yes, I do. So we are representing, you guys are representing your countries right now. So what's so French about fencing?
As I say, France is the country that created the International Fencing Federation. So before France created this federation, there was no International Fencing Federation. So in competitions, there tended to be differences between countries. Some countries thought the rules should be like that. Some countries thought we should use only one weapon. Some countries would use 2 weapons. And France created that International Fencing Federation so that all the countries could follow the same strict rules and be more like equal on the international levels and Olympic levels. So France actually played a really big part in the globalization of fencing. And at the same time, France is the country that gave the names to all the positions, the movements, the techniques, and even the weapons. So all the names, definitions were created in France. So that's why French is the official language. So yes.
So it's the sport itself is not French, right? It's not.
It did not take its origin in France because, as I said, it was present in many countries in history. But France is the country that, united the rules and the competition stuff.
I want to piggyback on Ilya's question. How popular is fencing in France? Is it a mandatory thing in the educational system?
Okay, it is not a mandatory discipline now in every school, in the sense that not every school has to teach fencing, but it is present in several schools in France. And the French Fencing Federation is making more and more efforts to try to introduce it more into the education system, because it is very good for the children to teach the values of respect, etiquette, and at the same time develop self-confidence and things like that. So in the past, actually, French schools were a little bit repellent, I would say, about fencing because the equipment was expensive and all. But now the French Fencing Federation is introducing funds and means and to providing equipments to schools so that anybody can actually fence.
Fence away.
Okay, thank you, Eva. That's all the time we have for questions for Eva, and now it's time to vote. Studio audience, please get out your smartphones and get ready to vote. And now it's up to our judges. If you liked Eva's presentation, get ready to vote. Your vote becomes final on my count of 3.
Representing France, Yves Sinapi. And the result?
3, 2, 1. Press the buzzer. 2 out of 4. Amy and One Kind voted for Eva, but not Aulia and Punita.
First presentation, you were very shaky.
Yes.
I didn't know what you were talking about, but this presentation, you were very relaxed, and I felt you were confident. It was just in your type of way. And I feel like if you have another chance to present, you'll do a lot better, and you'll be like me. You'll be here on the champion stage. So, great job.
Can we debate here? I think because the one thing that Aulia was really good at is you could hear passion in her voice.
Yeah.
And one thing that Zahid was good at is the confidence in delivery. Now, we know that she did up her game. However, it
That's
wasn't...
why I voted. I saw the difference.
I did not stop talking, okay? Okay.
Round 1.
Excuse you, Mr. Champion. No, we're just playing, but that's the thing. The benefit of being third is you get to see what they did, what the first 2 people did good and what the first 2 people did wrong. And you hear our input. And the one thing that we commented on both of the contestants is their delivery. They were really passionate. They were really confident in their speech, in their vocal, in their presentation. And I wish that there was a little bit more. Then we wouldn't have made the comment about being a bit boring, a bit calm, and things like that.
Wow, our judges are very divided on Eva's presentation. Let's find out what our studio audience thought of it. Here are the studio points for Eva. From the audience, 3 points, and from the judges, 20 points for a total of 23 points. Now, that is the lowest score in the studio, unfortunately, for Eva, but there is still time to change things around. We still are receiving votes from the application, which counts for 30% of the total score. Now, let me remind you of our scoring system. From the judges, 40%, from the studio audience, 10%. For the bonus point, 20%, it's the talkback session, and from the Bring It On application, 30%, and we still are receiving the votes. So if you liked Eva's presentation, if you liked Zahid's presentation, if you liked Aulia's presentation, please do not hesitate to vote for your favorite presentation. Now, in the meantime, our presenters will have to fight for the extra 20%, not 10%, but the extra 20%. It's time for our presenters to talk back. It's time for the talk back. It's a chance for our presenters to attack and fight back. Our studio audience will grant 10 points, and our judges the other 10 points for a total of 20 points. Now, brace yourself for some tough questions because your actions and reactions, your questions and answers will be closely monitored by our judges and our studio audience. You have 3 minutes to outwit your rivals, and now is not the time to be nice or polite. 3 minutes, and your time starts now.
Okay, I have a question for...
The ladies are attacking really
All right,
hard.
Maggie first. Okay,
Wow.
you first. I have a question for Pakistan. In your presentation, you said that polo used to be represented in the Olympics, but in 1936 it was removed from the Olympics, and now the government is trying to make efforts to reintroduce it, right?
Yes.
But polo was represented in the Olympics for only between the years 1900 and 1936.
Yes.
And then after that, until now, it's been a really long time. But why is it so hard to reintroduce it if it's such a global sport and now you have cheaper ways to
Also,
do it?
I have a question.
Okay.
In my presentation, I mentioned about the benefit of Pencak Silat as well as Eva, you mentioned about the benefit of fencing. I did not hear you mention about the benefit of polo, and it seems like the horses do the job, not the men.
Well, I think
2 minutes remaining.
I did not mention this point because every sport has some benefit. You know, every sport is for physical strength. As you said, that there's a physical. She said also we have a mental and physical. I believe that every sport has some physical benefit and mental benefit. Like you take an example of yoga. In case of polo, I mean, it's not only the horse, it's the man. How you use your stick is very important in the professional polo. So it's not only the horse. Of course, controlling the horse is really important because if you lose control, then the horse is going away off the field. So
but
I mean,
muscles of your body part that used for is only like your hands, right? It's not a lot of movements. Like
Well,
you cannot get sweat from
to be
doing
really
polo.
honest to you, I played polo last week and I didn't have any warm up because we didn't have time. My legs are still paining. So that means my entire body is involved in this sport. It's not only the stick. And when you hit the ball, you have to bow down, so your entire body is moving here.
Yeah.
And the
1
horse
minute
jump
remaining.
is like an earthquake. So you are in an earthquake all of the time. So your body is just
How
moving
much
down.
training for the horse to be ready?
Well, it depends. It depends on the type of
Depends.
horse.
But why
It
you
depends-
didn't mention this in your presentation, like about the mental benefits and what the qualities
Oh.
that it can develop for you for your daily life?
As I said before, that every sport has some effect on your physique and your mentality.
Yes.
Because a sport without physical benefits and mental benefit is not a sport to me, I guess. So,
Okay. What about my question about the Olympic?
Well, yeah, the Olympics. As I said, the horses at that time was really expensive, and it used to be a polo like game of kings. But now the countries are trying. I mean, like we're not giving up. We're trying.
Yes.
Although it took a long time, but we're not going to give up. Argentina, United States, England, Pakistan, Brazil, Chile. We're not going to give up because we have
Yes.
the championship. We are going to bring it back
Why
to the
does it
Olympics
take such a
someday.
long time?
2,
Well,
1, and
it
time
takes time,
is
but it
up.
will be there soon.
Please stop talking.
That was a talkback.
Yes, that is how you do a talk back. That is how you talk back. That is how you attack your opponent. Now,
I liked it.
yes. Wow, that was some fierce talk back. That is a good example of how you attack your opponent. Now, our judges and our studio audience will choose their winners. Results are coming up shortly, so stay tuned. The decision has been made. Judges, who deserves your extra 10 points?
Woo! Yes, we had a difficult time coming to a decision, and as you guys know, you all did very, very well. But can I get a drum roll, please? The extra point will go to Miss Indonesia. Yeah.
Why is that?
I think she had the most fire and passion behind that debate. I mean, that was really entertaining to watch, but it was like she was actually fencing with her questions and using the other people's sports as her defense as well. So I think it was a great job. You have a lot of passion behind what you're doing, so definitely deserve it.
So the judges' extra 10 points goes to Aulia. Now for the studio audience's extra 10 points. Will they go to Aulia or to Zahid or to Eva? The studio audience voted and they decided to give the extra point to...
Need a drum roll?
Can I get a drum roll? Zahid. You definitely are the crowd's favorite today.
Thank you.
First
I'm
from
so
our
glad
judges and also from our studio audience.
I'm glad that everybody liked it. And the questions were really hard on me. And I'm glad that I took it in the right way. Thank you very much for voting for me.
We've heard from the studio. We have the winner from the extra points. Now it's time to find out the application votes. The final results are coming, so stay tuned. I have the final results in my hand. We've added the points from our judges, our studio audience, our viewers, and the bonus point. And now it's time to hear the verdict. Now, if you come in third place today, unfortunately, this is the end of your Bring It On journey. So I will do the most difficult thing first. I will announce today last place. Coming in third place today is Eva.
It's okay.
And now for the remaining two. One of you will become today's winner and the other the runner-up. If you are the winner today, you will automatically make it to the grand final round. If you're the runner-up, you will have to face Nicole, the winner of our redemption round, and the runner-up from our next episode. Now, you two, are you ready to hear the results? Kind of? Kind of? Can I get a definite yes? Confidence?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you two step up to the stage? One of these two presenters is today's winner. Who will it be? Zahid from Pakistan or Aulia from Indonesia? Today's winner is the person who automatically goes to the final round. Today's winner is Zahid. Congratulations.
Judges, studio audience, Bring It On app, bonus point, and the final score.
So Zahid, 68.72 points.
That's great. I think that's a big number.
That is great,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a big number. I love you guys. You guys did a lot for me. I know my friends, you did a lot. Great job for me. Thank you very much. I'm gonna get the drum and start celebrating because I feel like really happy right now.
Yeah, can you do it again?
That felt like a champion speech right
Yeah,
there.
it did.
Thanks.
Congratulations, Zahid, for winning today's tournament.
very much.
Okay, why don't we give our presenters a big round of applause? Bravo!
Well done. Thank you very much.
Survival presentation show Bring It On. On each episode, 3 presenters will introduce and promote their home countries. We're so close to the grand finale, so stick with us till the very end. Until we introduce all fascinating items from around the world, we will continue to bring it on. See you next week.
속는 산책고 나 들여다봐 다시 눈빛 비고 yeah.
Hey, what the f are you doing?
Don't stop it.
This is French dancing.